So, welcome to today's webinar. Today is Friday the 3rd of March 2017. Time is 13:01 here in the UK. You're looking at a Euro GBP daily chart. Now you are. But I've switched to it. In today's analysis, we're going to be going through all the pairs on my list and we're going to be looking for setups. Probably a lot of these setups won't trigger until next week, but there might be something, but I doubt it because I generally don't trade this late on a Friday. But we'll see how it goes. There might be some interesting stuff for Sunday open, Monday. Going to be going through each pair on this list, and we're going to be looking at each time frame for those pairs. So let's get started with Euro GBP. Now, if you'll remember, I was in a Euro GBP short trade yesterday, and that trade failed miserably. I just wanted to have a quick chat, maybe a little bit of a rant about this trade. Not about the trade, actually, because I don't mind how the trade played out. It's more about the emails I got from the trade. I appreciate all the feedback sent to me via email, but there's just one thing that slightly annoys me when it comes to emails whenever I post a trade that doesn't work out. As you know, I post most of my trades to YouTube and Twitter. Not every single one. If I can't post them, I can't post them, but when I take a trade, I'm usually pretty open about it. I say, hey, I've entered this trade, and I let it play out. If it fails, I'm honest about it. If it succeeds, I'm honest about it. Whenever I take a failed trade, I seem to get a bunch of emails from people telling me how I could have done better. Now, I kind of find that a little, I'm not going to say annoying, but I find that a little strange because a lot of people seem to think that in Forex, a failed trade is something that's really, really bad. But it really isn't. I mean, a failed trade is just a failed trade. And you have to take a failed trade in context with other trades. So, you know, I've been on a pretty big winning streak so far this year. Or no, not this year, sorry. I did take one losing trade earlier in the year. But I've been on or two losing trades. It doesn't matter. The point is, my most recent trades, I've been on a pretty big winning streak. So, you know, taking one loss amongst a bunch of wins, my risk to reward ratio is at minimum 1.5. Unless I'm exiting early on weekends, obviously, then it's 1. But my risk to reward ratio is at a minimum of 1.5. And it can go up to 2 or 3 at times. So one loss doesn't really mean anything. And as a trader, you have to be ready and willing to accept losses. It's just a normal part of trading. You can't win every trade. You can't win every week. There's going to be some weeks where you end up negative. There's going to be some months where you end up negative. And the difference between a good trader and a bad trader is a good trader focuses on their losses and they try to figure out why they lost and they try to make excuses for it. When sometimes a losing trade is just a losing trade. There's no real reason behind it. There's no real mistake you've made. You followed your plan to the letter, but the trade failed. And that's fine. And what you do is you just say, okay, next trade. But that's what separates a good trader from a bad trader. A good trader just lets those trades go. I mean, sure, sometimes there's a lesson to be learned from a losing trade, and a good trader learns that lesson. But a lot of the times, there's no lesson to be learned. It's just a losing trade. A good trader lets that trade go. And bad traders who are not successful, they focus on their losses. I don't care that this trade failed. I'm still up for the year, and that's all that matters. And even if I wasn't up for the year, we're only 2 months into this year. So if I had failed to make money my first month and my second month, I still wouldn't care. Because I know there's another 10 months to go. And Forex trading is never about one single trade. It's never about one single week. And it's not about one single month. It's about what happens at the end of the year. Have you made profit at the end of the year? That's what's important. You're not going to make profit every month. A lot of people approach Forex and think that it's a monthly income, but it's not. You cannot have a monthly income from Forex. You're not going to get X amount every single month. Some months you're going to make 10% on your account. Some months you're going to lose a few percent on your account. And that's just the reality of trading. So this loss, whatever. I'm still up for the year. So I just wanted to have this little rant just because I felt it was important to kind of explain this concept where a lot of new traders, they just feel like they need to focus and obsess over a loss, but they really shouldn't. So I thought I'd just have that little rant, but it's over now, so let's actually get on to the analysis. Yeah, stop was hit. Just turned around, bam, hit my stop loss. Any questions about that mini rant, or can I go on? Yeah, there's been a few crappy trades this week. I only took one crappy trade, but there's been a few crappy trades this week. All right, doesn't look like there's any questions, so we can move on. Sorry, I just thought I'd have a little rant about that because it kind of gets tiring. I mean, when I post all my, well, not all my trades, but most of my trades, if I'm able to, I post them to YouTube or to Twitter or on the forum, as you guys know. And I'm really open about my losses. It's just annoying when people think I need to be lectured on a single losing trade after being on a 5-trade winning streak. It's just silly. I just read the email. I'm like, oh my God, really? Do I need to reply to this guy? So yeah, my mini rant is over. In summary, this trade did hit my stop loss, whatever. Move on to the next trade. It's no big deal. You have to be okay with losing a few trades if you want to be a trader. GBP/AUD, what's up with GBP/AUD? Actually, we didn't actually do analysis on EURGBP. So EURGBP has broken above resistance now. It's pushing up quite steadily. Buyers seem to be in control. There's not much opportunity to go short there. GBP/AUD is turning around quite nicely right now. So we talked about GBP/AUD yesterday, and we talked about it potentially stalling on this area and turning around. And that is pretty much exactly what is happening. Oh my God, I'm so amazing. I predicted this turnaround way before it happened. But it hasn't really turned around yet, but it looks like it's about to. Obviously, I was being sarcastic there. It wasn't really hard to see. I mean, it was a very strong resistance area. It was going to stop at some point, and it's no surprise that it's here. So am I going to go short? No, it's a bit too late on Friday. So, you know, after, let's say 8, 9, maybe sometimes up until 12, I might be tempted to take a trade, usually on a lower time frame, but jumping in on like an 8-hour chart trade this late on a Friday, pretty much no way it's going to hit target unless things go crazy. And I'm going to have to hold through the weekend. And yeah, it's not something I'm really planning on doing. So I'm going to skip this one. It's looking quite nice though. I mean, it has technically triggered on the 8-hour. On the 12-hour, not yet, but coming close. So is anyone short on this one? You already short, Tanmay? Now, what did you enter short on? What time frame? Look at that, it's going down right now. Well, it started pushing down a bit further. Nick, if you see a nice looking trade with no news over the weekend, are you generally happy to enter and knowing that you'll have to hold? Not this late on a Friday, no. Generally speaking, no. I mean, but you know how it is. Nothing is really set in stone. Sometimes I might, if there's a reason to, but when I say no, I mean like 99% of the time I'm not going to. Not this late on a Friday. There might be one occasion, 2 occasions a year where I do something like that, but most times no. I mean, the other thing is this setup here, it's not amazing. If it was an amazing setup, I might be a bit more tempted to jump in. But it's not like this is an awesome looking trade setup. I mean, it's not bad. If it was during the week, I'd probably take it. It's got a decent risk to reward ratio, 1.5, and it's got a decently clear path down, at least until the 1.5. So depending on the entry, I'd probably take this one. But it's just I don't want to take it on Friday. That's the thing. My view of trading has always been it's a 4-day per week job. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or at least sorry, I'm mixing things up. It's a 4-day per week job. So half of Monday, the second half of Monday, you get to sleep in on Monday. Then you got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then you got half of Friday, and you take after lunchtime on Friday off. So that's trading to me. So it's a 4-day per week job, or 3 and 2 halves, half of Monday, half of Friday, which is, one of the things I love about Forex. So it's not only price action reasons that I don't want to enter this trade, it's also because I'm going to enjoy my weekend now, and I don't really feel the need to get into this trade. But it's also price action reasons. I don't like getting in this late on a Friday, simply put. It is moving down now, so Tan Mei, I'm sure you're happy. All right, let's look at USDJPY. A few people entered USDJPY. I wasn't that interested in it. We talked about it in yesterday's analysis. I said that price would possibly stall here. It stalled towards the bottom of the resistance area based on the higher spikes here. It stalled towards the bottom of it, which wasn't necessarily a bad thing. I might have considered entering this, but again, Friday, and it just, I wasn't that tempted to get in. I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad trade, not by any means, but I just don't want to get in right now. Best case scenario with this would be that it triggers on Monday, so that would end up being decent for me. But even then, I'm not sure how I would get a decent entry on this one unless it has a retrace entry. So I'm going to keep a close eye on USDJPY. It might trigger on Monday. To those of you who are already in, I do hope for your sake that it starts dropping right now, but for my sake, I hope that it stalls where it is right now, and then it triggers on Monday so I can jump into, but yeah, I don't want to jump in today. So yeah, USDJPY, let's move that to the top of the list and check that one at, sometime on Monday. Right, New Zealand USD. So New Zealand USD, that's another pair that we looked at yesterday. I said it was possibly going to stall at the support area. It did not. It pushed straight through it, and now it's stalling below it. So that means we might have to adjust the support area down a little bit, but not yet. I don't want to be too hasty with that. Support resistance areas are broken sometimes. It doesn't just mean because you've placed it, it's going to stop exactly on top of it. So let's just see how that one goes. But there's no potential trade there. EURGBP has broken above resistance, pushing up. Nothing much going on there. USDCAD is reversing from the resistance area. This might be a potential setup next week, but yeah, possibly from here. I'm going to keep an eye on it. I'm not too crazy about this, but let's have a look at it sometime on Monday and see how it plays out. I might do some analysis on Monday. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. AUD CAD's broken above. Bam, nothing. AUDJPY is broken below support, pushing back up to it. Nothing really. AUD New Zealand stuck on resistance. Yeah, nothing much. AUDUSD dropped pretty heavily, but now it's in between areas, so nothing much. CADJPY, nothing much. Euro AUD 12 hour it is stalling on a pretty significant resistance area. Downtrend. Don't line up. Kind of. Close enough. So it's a downtrend, bouncing from resistance. Well, stalling on resistance. Nice strong bullish preceding trend. There's definitely potential here come Monday morning. Let's keep a close eye on EURAUD. What I'm wanting to see on this pair, indecision somewhere there would be perfect. Nice small indecision candle, then a reversal there. That would be awesome. Maybe the Forex market can give that to us, so we can get a nice little trade Monday morning, or Monday lunchtime. Yeah, okay, let's check this one out Monday. I'll try to do some analysis just before midday on Monday, so late morning, and we'll see how these potentials shape up. I mean, they might all be cancelled before the end of day today. For example, if EURAUD keeps moving up, obviously this is going to be cancelled, but for now they are looking okay. So if nothing major happens, then might have some trade opportunities Monday. EURGBP has broken above resistance and it's rushing up. Nothing much going on. Euro New Zealand has broken above resistance and it's rushing up. So yeah, nothing much going on. Euro USD, finally it started to reverse. That's nice. It's moving away. That would be cool if it actually gets out of this annoying area it's been in. It's been stuck on the support area, jumping up and down for some time now. So it would be nice if we get, a move up to here, for example, and we could take a short or something. Just anything. Anything is better than it being stuck on a support area. All right, USDJPY, talking about stuck on support areas. Look at this thing. Just won't move away from here. Next, USD. USD is dropping, dropping down to that pretty significant area. So this area here is hugely significant for USD. It's some of the lowest levels it's seen in a long time. Obviously, this level is the lowest, followed by that one, but what I'm talking about is this entire area. It's major support for USD. Aside from like a weekend gap and a spike, it hasn't really fallen below the support area at 120. And I expect this to hold very strongly. We've had several bounces from this area so far. So I'm going to keep a close eye on this, but it hasn't really reached it yet, so let's not get too excited. New Zealand CAD, what's up with New Zealand CAD? It's just bouncing away, nothing much. And USDCHF, yeah, nothing much. All right, so what we have is USDJPY, potential indecision forming on a resistance area. So let's keep a close eye on USDJPY on Monday. I know some of you are already in this one, but I'm looking for it on Monday. Keep a close eye on it, see how it plays out. USDCAD, again, we have indecision forming on resistance. I know it doesn't look great on the daily because it's pretty low, but on other time frames, it looked kind of decent. On the 12-hour, for example. And, ideally what we're going to have is price pushing further up and indecision forming somewhere there. That would be the ideal situation. But the point is, it's at resistance and it's finding... Well, what's it finding at resistance? It's finding resistance. Sellers are pushing back. So, yeah, it's a decent price. Well, no, it's not. A decent price would be further up, but it's nearing to a decent price for indecision to form, is what I mean. And we got EURAUD. EURAUD looks really good. We just have to wait till Monday to see how this one plays out. And what was it? No, we didn't have EURGBP, I don't think. No. No, it was just EURAUD, USDCAD, USDJPY. That's what I have set up for Monday. Particularly looking forward to EURAUD. That one looks the best. Yeah. Any questions? Go for it. You're long, but you don't see the resistance I mentioned, at least not clearly. Oh, wrong pair. When you don't have a lot of data, it can be okay to go back a bit. We had to take this one back to 2015, which is not too far back, really. 2015, oh, we're on the wrong time frame. But taking it back to 2015, I saw a few bounces from here. Wick bounce there. Oops. God damn it. All right. I messed up that resistance area. Taking it back a bit further to 2013, there's a few more examples of bounces. So it was placed based on data from 2013, 2015. Does that answer your question? When I place areas like this, based on old data, what I do is I place them, and should you manage a trade, I'll get to that in a second. What I do is I place them and I wait to see what price does when it pushes through them. So on its way down, price stalled on here temporarily. It wasn't that impressive, but it did stall on here temporarily. But then it continued down. Now on its way back up, it seems to be stalling again. So I placed that based on old data, but the new data is kind of sort of confirming that there is potentially still support resistance here. So 12-hour candle is showing definite resistance for now. If it just continues to push straight through, then I might remove this. I might not use it as a support resistance area. But so far it has actually shown, and it's a lot clearer on the 12-hour, it has actually shown support and resistance here. Was placed based on old data, but the new data is confirming it. So I'm gonna keep it on there. Should you manage this trade now? I mean, it depends if you want to hold over the weekend. You're long right now. Presumably you're in a decent amount of profit. I take it you went long here. So you've been in this trade, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. Is that correct? Maybe 6. You still here, Marcelo? Oh yeah, he's typing. Oh, my sound was off. You always do this. This is the 3rd time you've done this. Uh, I don't want to have to repeat myself. I just spent 2 minutes talking about that. You're just gonna have to watch it on the recording, man. I'm sorry. Are there any other questions, guys? If you have any further questions, ask me on the forum, and I'll answer there, Marcello. Peter G, your charts look different to mine. What hour? What time do my candles start? My candles start at 10 a.m. GMT. If you have TradingView, just make sure you open FXCM as your data feed. So, like you would type GBP USD, for example, and you'd have several on the list. One of them is FXCM. Click FXCM, so you get that data feed. That should give you the right ones. You entered Euro AUD on the 22nd of the second daily candle. You closed early because it didn't seem to be going anywhere. Would I have done the same in that situation? How early did you close? After the first red candle, that one. I probably would have held. It's hard to say because I would have been in the trade for days, so I might have just got bored of it. But I probably would have held. I mean, when price comes back into an area of support, what usually happens is buyers push them back out of that area. But as always, it's very situational, you know. I can't predict what I would have done in a trade without actually having been in that trade, if that makes sense. Yeah, see, as Marcelo points out, he held because the support was very strong. You know, there's a lot of different factors involved when you're deciding how to manage a trade. If the support area is extremely strong and it's come back down to support, I'd probably wait a little bit and see how it reacts at that support level. You know, there's no one size fits all type of answer. If it was a very weak support area, you know, I might have said, screw it, I'm going to jump out. But yeah, it's a situational thing. I see Digitalk was typing, so I'm going to wait to see if he's wanting to say something. Really? That's annoying. I gotta find some better webinar software. All right, well, it doesn't look like there's any other questions, guys. It is Friday. I want to go and enjoy my Friday afternoon. I don't want to be stuck at my charts for too much longer. If you do have any questions, please post them to the forum, and I will obviously respond as soon as I can. Let's see how this plays out on when. Actually, I don't think I've done a summary. No, I did do a summary. I did a summary on what we're looking out for. Let's just do one again in case I didn't do it properly. So in summary, what we're looking for is Euro AUD potential short, possibly on Monday from this resistance area. We've got the 139.60 resistance area. Price is stalling here. So it is looking like we might be able to get a potential short. So I just want to see how that one plays out. We'll see come Monday. USDJPY, I mean, some of you guys are short already, but I'd be interested in possibly getting into a short on Monday from around about the 114.70 area, roughly. So potential short there. USDCAD, same deal. I want to look for a potential short. We're definitely getting resistance at this resistance area. Go figure. We're definitely seeing resistance at this resistance area. We're seeing buyers pushing back against sellers. Sellers pushing back against buyers, rather. So it is clear that price is could potentially reverse from here. I don't want to enter a short here, not down here. What I would prefer to see with this would be a candle, possibly today's candle, Friday candle closing up here, something like that. And we might potentially get a nice short on Monday or Tuesday even. Monday would be on the 12-hour chart. Tuesday would be the daily chart. So yeah, that's in summary, that's what I'm looking for next week. Thank you so much for attending the webinar, and I'll see you guys for next week's webinar.